Members of ʔayʔajuthəm speaking communities and residents of the Qathet region participated in 6 ʔayʔajuthəm Zoom sessions. We are excited to reshare these language lessons with our jehjeh who couldn't participate. These sessions were a part of the New Relationship Trust Language Revitalization Grant. They were led by community members Koosen, Pielle, Leslie Ann, Louie, and Sonia Harry. You can find resources from these classes at jehjehmedia.ca. hɛhaw ʔajumɩs ʔayʔajuthəm. hɛhaw ʔajumɩs ʔayʔajuthəm. hɛhaw haḵlanən təms qwayten. hɛhaw haḵlanən təms qwayten. Our language is beautiful. Our language is precious. hɛhaw ʔajumɩs ʔayʔajuthəm. hɛhaw haḳlanən təms qwayten.
Opschädigungsmann jehjeh se stinzogs hanatomol. Gay se jehjehgatomolo. Jehjehgat teacher qayomu. Titiushem tems qwayten. Hanach klassem qwaygen. Koosen ʔayʔaj kut uthəmas. Jehjehmedia kutem qayomu. Jehjehmedia. So kneja. Net awesome kutem. Jehjehmedia. So tems come. Jehjehmedia. We ask the Creator today to look after all the people that are ill, that are sick, our people, our children. Help them to be strong, to look after one another. Help the young people, the people that are learning the language. Give them good energy and encouragement to keep going with the language and to preserve our language, which is very important to each and every one. I give thanks to the people that are in charge and leading the way to help the younger people. So all this we thank you. Jehjeh dana pajimot qwaygen so.
Thank you, Elsie. Team for 9 years now. And Betty Wilson is the one who got me involved. And I'm super grateful. Learning the language has made me proud and strong. And I'm excited for all of you guys and excited that we get to gather under such a positive umbrella right now. So I think we'll start with introducing ourselves. And so instead of my name is, you'll say Koosen ʔajumɩs, and we'll start there. I don't know who. You want to just direct us?
Sure. So Leslie ʔajumɩs. And then next I have Doe and
Mac. I want to say
Adnan.
Doe Adnan.
Mac Adnan.
And next I see on here is Chichia.
Stalis Gutnan, my given name, great grandmother. Stalis Elsie Mamatla Minan Imot.
And Anne.
Qwayten Adnan.
And Galaxy 10.
Oh, I think that's Leanne.
Is that Leanne? I can see you. Yeah, it looks like it.
Leanne Afnan.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Now I'm on mute. Drew.
Hi, Drew Adnan.
You what? Georgina and Anna.
Georgina Adnan. Can you say your name? Anna Adnan.
Yes.
Athnan.
And what, Anna? And Ryan?
Hello. Ryan Pielle ʔayʔaj.
And Zoe, we have you.
Zoe Athnan.
And what? Did I miss anybody? Nope.
Don Athnan.
Corbin Athnan.
And
Aaron Athnan.
Sonia.
Sonia Athnan.
What? Let's see. Oh, I'm getting lost in my pages here. Hold on. Okay. So a big part of our culture is self-locating. So that's what I want us to look at first. I think we can skip the little age category. But that's what I've been going over with my students is teaching them to say how old they are. So the next one we'll go over, ʔayʔaj or tok, or umiš, or komax. And I want to say that this little highlighted guy here, he's called a C with a caret, and he's telling us that we're talking about ourselves right now. So the root word is tawa, but when you're saying ʔayʔaj, you're saying I am from. So the first one, ʔayʔaj. Does everyone want to try?
All together?
Yeah, or yeah.
Yeah.
We
ʔayʔaj.
ʔayʔaj.
Tishosam.
Tishosam.
ʔayʔaj tishosam.
ʔayʔaj tishosam.
Maybe we can say ʔayʔaj tok, because we have tok kaimuk here.
ʔayʔaj.
ʔayʔaj. Tok.
What? ʔayʔaj umiš.
ʔayʔaj homalku.
Imat. Umiš. Imat. And the last one, ʔayʔaj komax.
ʔayʔaj
Komax.
And let's see, I can add one more. ʔayʔaj t-squat.
ʔayʔaj
T-squat.
T-squat.
Yeah, T-squat is Powell River. Imat. So that's kind of like in English. There's several ways to say the same thing. It's the same for our language as well. So the other way to say where you're from, tishosam tawa. Tishosam
Tawa.
tawa. So kind of, I'm gonna point out a little bit of a. So we're still talking about ourselves, right? And this is that's the T raised theta sound, and it's the same sound that we said when we said my name is. So Athnan and tishosam tawa. That's my location. So tishosam tawa.
Tishosam tawa. Any questions so far? Can you zoom into the doc a little bit more so we could see like the font a little bit bigger? Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So man is dad and tan is mom. So now that we've said where we're from, we're going to talk about who our family is. So hɛvern atman.
Astrum atman.
Has Moses Atman.
Heth Alvin Athman. Is that right?
Esh Harold Edmund.
What? You guys are doing that hesh really well. I'm very impressed already. Okay, so now hesh rose at 10.
Hesh Cecilia Etan.
Hesh and Aton.
Has Cuckoo at 10. Cuckoo.
Chicken man. Hush. Roberta Ahtan. Chicken man, the silly.
Okay, so can we say 2 in a row? Let's start building ourselves up here. Koosen at nan tawach tishosam. So any 2 combination of the 4 we've gone over. Let's just stay 2 in a row.
Okay.
Leslie Athnan Tawach Qwayten. Okay, and next I have Anne.
Okay. Qathet ethnan. Hef.
And
Stalis et done.
Imat.
And I have Koosen. You already went. Leanne.
Okay, my kids are running around. Leanne Achnan. Brandon Kelman.
And next up I have Sonia.
Sonia Atman. Has Caroline at 10.
Perfect. And Doe.
Do Axnan. Esh
There's ice.
Comox.
Mac Ashnan and Hash Comox Hut.
There. Got it? You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Elsie with none. Hɛhlalet tan. Tawach tishosam.
And what? Aaron.
Aaron Uxnun, Tawach T-Squat.
What? And Zoe.
Zoe at none. Trevor at Mun.
What? And did Sonia go?
I could do another 2.
Sure.
Has Moses Atman. Hɛhaw. Oh, that one's how old I am. Tamshehek Diachis Komai. We'll do that.
Imat.
All right. And did I miss anybody else? Is there another? Oh, yes, we have a whole other page. Ryan?
Yeah, I thought I got away with it. Ryan Atnan. Hestishosam Tawa.
What? Drew, did you go? He's at the top.
Drew Atman. ʔayʔaj T-Squat.
And Sally?
ʔayʔaj to jehjehmedia.
What? Did I miss anybody? I think so. All right, Koosen.
Okay. First, we will start with the word hega is and. So I'd say, and then the ending here is ʔajumɩs. ʔajumɩs. So I would say Leslie hega Janie ʔajumɩs. You guys want it? Let's start slow. Let's all say ʔajumɩs.
ʔajumɩs.
One more time. ʔajumɩs.
ʔajumɩs.
Okay, so has Leslie hega Jamie ʔajumɩs.
At Elsie hega Charlie. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
ʔajumɩs.
Has Molly hega Stan at qwayten.
All right, I'm back at the top. So people are moving around. Next I have Ryan Archichia.
Has Leslie hega Janie at qwayten.
Then me has Molly hega Lasa at jehjehmedia.
And Leanne?
Sorry, I missed that one.
We're saying ʔajumɩs, our grandparents' name.
Who's my grandparents?
At Joe Paul.
Dave Paul, and Annie. Your grandparents.
My grandparents?
Agnes and Dave, Joe.
Agnes and Joe, Dave, Paul.
Yeah.
ʔajumɩs.
In what? Next, Sally.
His grandma.
ʔayʔaj hega Emila at jehjehmedia.
In what? Joe.
So I'm a bit confused before I start. Are we naming is one a grandmother and one the female, one the male? So Hutch Elewina Higa Sydney ʔayʔajuthəm, as in.
No, it's a generic term for both of them.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Hesh Frank hega Lena jehjehmedia.
In what? Anne?
Yes, Dave hega Annie at qwayten.
In what? And Drew?
That's Dave hega Linda at qwayten.
Let's see.
And Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Heth Doris hega Ernie at qwayten. Dylan's here too.
That's Elsie hega Willie at qwayten.
In what?
Thanks.
Aaron? Het Lyle hega Lena jehjehmedia.
In what? And Sonia?
I just seen the second line, so I'm actually gonna go off of my late grandparents are. So it would be Heth Stan hega Molly at qwayten, right?
Yeah. Emily? Hi.
Hi.
Try?
I brought my teacher here too.
ʔajumɩs. Okay, so right now we're saying has Janie Hega Leslie at jehjehmedia. Or you can say, if your grandparents are passed away, then you would say has Sue Hega Chuck at jehjehmedia.
Could you say that last word again, Koosen?
At jehjehmedia.
Oh.
So this ending here, this osh, make it red, means that we're talking about something or someone who's from the past, who's passed on now. So it's a pattern in our language. So another place it shows up is stress osh, which means yesterday. So this little ending osh is often referring to the past. All right. So let's say we're all in a talking circle right now, and we're all from the same sister communities. So when we're thinking in terms of language and just building up one word at a time, one I just learned was ʔajumɩs. So I would say hɛhaw tawa, and then someone after me, like let's say my brother Ryan, he says hɛhaw tawa ʔajumɩs. And ʔajumɩs means as well, to, also.
I'm just letting it dry.
Another word to throw in there.
I'm just finishing cutting out my head.
The first line?
Yep. hɛhaw tawa ʔajumɩs.
hɛhaw tawa ʔajumɩs.
hɛhaw tawa ʔajumɩs.
hɛhaw tawa ʔajumɩs.
Okay, so sometimes we are going to be asked to do opening acknowledgements. So we're going to go over a few phrases that you can say if that happens to you. So this part of the lesson, I think we could all just say together at the same time. And don't be afraid to ask for clarification or ask me to repeat at any time. So the first one, oh yeah, okay. So what you see in red on one side here on the left is, what's the word? The person who you're talking about. So it's identified in the right. So the difference between talking about yourself and talking about the person who's with you, or the difference between talking on your behalf and talking on behalf of the nation or on behalf of your family, etc. Does that make sense? Okay, so the first one, I am happy to see you all. Imut qwayten.
Imut
qwayten. Work. Okay. Next one. qwayten tawa.
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 qwayten tawa.
Tawa.
Imut. Next one. Imut təms qwayten. Okay, I'm just going to switch this guy up here so you guys can see the difference more clearly. So the first one, imut qwayten, I am, or imut təms qwayten, we are happy to see you all. So imut təms qwayten.
I guess.
Next one, jehjehmedia. Good. So you'll see at these first two, they have something, they're popping C with a caret. So the first ch is pretty enunciated. Jehjehmedia. Next one is the different way to say the same thing. Jehjehmedia. So now we're moving into talking about speaking on behalf of a group of people. Jehjehmedia. Awesome. So now the difference with this one is C with the caret is personal, and the S with the caret, the sh sound means we're talking for a group of people. Plural, that's the English word I'm looking for, plural. Next one, I'll start with this one first. ʔayʔaj. And then this one, this is the one that I've started using a lot more. ʔajehjehmedia. Good. ʔajehjehmedia. So if someone asks you ʔajehjehmedia, I remember one time with Elsie, she expressed that we got to say ʔayʔaj instead of ʔayʔaj. We can say ʔayʔaj. Yeah. And if you drag out the E, then you're really, really, really good. Like ʔayʔaj. Awesome. All right. This is a little bit of a longer one. Jehjehmedia. Next one. Jehjehmedia. And one more. hɛhaw tistanape. Awesome. hɛhaw tistanape. Oh, you guys are pros already. Is there any questions so far?
Can you share this?
Okay. Kima. Oh, can we practice saying, how about let's all go around the room and everyone say one of the words from this sheet. Okay, I'll go first. hɛhaw tistanape.
Okay, do you want me to call out names again?
Sure.
Okay, so Doe, you're up next. You and your...
Well, I don't know where to begin. Chicha o hash.
So we can just pick anyone.
Mhm.
Jehjehmedia.
The white one.
I don't know how many.
So this theta that you guys are seeing, it looks like an O, but it's a th sound. So jehjehmedia.
Okay, jehjehmedia. Thank you.
You see my
And
snazzy?
Anne?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. jehjehmedia.
Leanne, would you like to try one?
Heket Tla'aman Tower.
Can I move my turkey?
And we have Sonia.
ʔayʔaj juegas.
Chicha.
Okay. Jehjehmedia. It's on.
Is it?
Yeah. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jessica, Dylan, hi girls.
Here's hɛhaw tistanape.
hɛhaw tistanape.
Tistanape. Can you say something?
Icheno?
Icheno? No.
And DJ.
Heck, Tower. Where are you from? Is that how you say it?
Help
Oh,
Tower.
Heck, Tower. Okay. Heck, Tower.
Jehjehmedia. Jehjehmedia.
Tower.
Okay, you're getting there.
I'm spitting all over my screen. Okay.
Say jehjehmedia.
Hekche.
No, jehjehmedia. There you go. You're getting there.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Drew.
Another thing to remember.
hɛhaw tistanape.
Hey, good.
Okay. Zoe.
Ichenot.
What? And Emily.
Ichenot.
And Ryan, would you like to go?
Yeah.
Emily.
I will say ʔajumɩs.
What? And Sonia.
My phone's gonna die. I'm gonna say Emily.
Emiliga. We'll send you a recording.
Emiliga.
Emiliga. Sonia or Aaron?
Jehjehmedia.
What? And Sally, did you go yet?
Say, ʔayʔaj.
What? And I'm not sure, is Cameron still driving? Phil, would you like to go?
Sure. Jehjehmedia.
What? Hi, Mariah.
Hi.
ʔajumɩs.
What? I'm so happy you're here.
Yes, I'm glad you found the link. Did we get everybody? I think just Sonia, but I think, did she step away? All right.
Oh,
you're there.
Yeah. I'll go with jehjehmedia.
What? Okay.
The
Great.
the next part that we're going to look at is storytelling. And I wanted to talk about the power of storytelling really quickly and how much it's evolved in our community. So I know that Elsie is going to share a story with us, but I wanted to just share a video that my Granny Sue did, a Mink story. And I wanted to talk about, or ask you guys kind of to observe the difference between when she's telling it in English and the language, and how much you know what she's saying with just body language, even though maybe we don't understand the language yet. And so we'll start there. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
Perfect. So for a little bit of context, these were done like when a long time ago. I think I saw one of these and like Cameron Louie is a little guy in the video. So these videos were done like 20 plus years ago. But this one is ʔayʔaj ʔajumɩs.
So the first story I'm going to tell is about Mink and his grandmother. When he was about 5 years old, he realized that his grandfather lived way up in the north, and he bugged his grandmother so much about taking a trip up there that she gave in one day and said, "But Mink, you'll have to bring all our things down to the boat. You'll have to bring our groceries, our change of clothes, and then you'll have to get up early in the morning." "Okay, Granny," he said, "we'll go and I'll do all these chores for you." It took them days to get ready, and then early one morning she woke him up, and he helped her down to the boat, to the canoe, to travel north to go and see his grandpa. Every point they came around, he said, "Is this where my grandpa lives?" And Granny would say, "No, Mink, it's a long way." Then they would anchor and sleep out, and early the next day they would start again. "Is this where my grandpa lives?" And Granny would say, "No." After many, many days, they came around a long point, and Mink was so excited. He saw this big log house on the hill. He said, "Is that where my grandpa lives?" And Granny said, "Yes, that's where your grandpa lives." So he started to paddle as fast as he could. They got to the beach, and he jumped off the boat, ran up the hill, gave his grandpa a hug, and like all children, he was interested in what was inside the house. He started to peek over his grandpa's shoulder, and he saw 3 boxes in there. One was all decorated, clamshells and carved. The second one was not so well decorated, but it looked beautiful. And the little box was right plain. And Grandpa said, "You know, Mink, I'll give you that little box over there in the corner and everything that's in it." And Mink started to throw a tantrum. "No, Grandpa, I don't want that one." And he said, "Well, how about the one in the middle? You can have that box and everything that's in it." And Mink said, "No, I don't want that one. I want that big one in that corner over there." And Grandpa said, "No, I don't think so. You don't want that one." "Yes, I do. I really want that one." So Grandpa said, "Okay, Mink, you can go over to that corner and you can open it just a little bit and peek in there." And Mink was so excited. He ran over there. He opened up the box. He just flung it open, and the wind blew him right out of Grandpa's house, down to the beach and he caught onto their boat, and Granny fell out of the boat and was hanging on, and they started to get blown back to ʔayʔaj. And the back eddies brought them down to the beach, and people saw them. They were both just about dead. And Granny said, "See what you get for being so greedy? You never do that in another person's house, not even your own family." So Mink learned his lesson. Ham qwayten, ham ʔayʔaj.
Okay, I'll play it in the language next. But ham qwayten, ham ʔayʔaj means may the day be clear and the water be calm.
Squeegee mot kaich schochol. Ha stus ko chichies. Hotho ham ko kuniji giji kunes kukpas. Ha so kot kukpa ko aniji giji. Kwain ko chesi hoshtas hot ko chichie. Anam niji ich tit lachach ko. Chinnesemt ook taakash thokums agikums elten. Snuhwel kwait hot ko kaich. Kwain ko chesi hoshtot ko chichie. Kwa kot kaich hat kot locht. Chaka kwait an kan chichie. Taakash ko elten net thok nuhuis kwait. Hoi heke so ko hɛhaw eko chichie gata kaich. Dat kot uthəm kaich jehjehmedia. Kwa so qwayten kunis kukpa. Kwa hot ko chichie. Niji kwa kunes. Kote pa. Sa qwayten kunis kukpa. Kwa hot ko chichie. Wat ko hoog mot chet so tas kshin. Uno was ti aye. Heitan kunes klames kukpa hot ko. Hot ko chichie. Heitan kunes kukpa. Heuchis ko kai heu ko let lemot. So lighty with a major so feature kotas kukpas. He got hot guy chetas kunek art. Kachisti was quiet kunachi kaimi. Uno was jealous quaho. Ti okuneta. Ukohwete stikuniste tito neta. Matjoksam tito quaho. Isnasam tam napam sort kukpa. Wat gaat lastan? Het tineta gaat hot ko kaich. Hat ko kwak. Kwain ko chesi khana stan hot ko kukpa. Hasam tinetita mato. Ik napams. Kwa hot ko kaich. Hij stand gaat met tineta gaat. Kwain ko ajes gehana sentan. Kohwetes napams ko nasas pchui. Kwa hɛhlaw gaat hot ko kaich. Goed hot ko kukpa hot hot. Ina mas hot gak. James ina kwa achutana qwaytens. I forget understand. Kaktas. Kwok tua maya. Hot thought wet. Foko o stage krijgt wijsem snoepies en datchins. Hoe had hem voortje. En ik wat tatig chichies. Jealous kot ook kokolet. Kot aan qwayten klamen. Konam. O kwatgas kwako jim chigitem kway. Matem moto tem kumstem ayet. Kunchuga kono nam splachkaim natem go chichie. Usam chemasi ʔayʔaj ganamo tan. Koosen floor. Uthotaga ono spoke. Amko a flow. Amko a mud.
Did anyone recognize any words that they want to share?
I heard squeegee in the beginning. I heard jehjeh. And I'm pretty sure I heard run. I can't remember the word for it right now. Is that what it was?
Yeah, you heard jit.
Yes, thank you.
Ticketum hoy. Let's go.
What?
Chichia and kukwa.
La.
Umiš.
What's that, Koosen? Umiš?
Umiš, was that the wind?
The wind?
Yeah, the wind. One that I didn't realize that I retained, chalice. He saw 3. And then I couldn't remember the word for boxes, but I recognized he saw 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. 3 boxes. Chalice, quaqua. Yeah, 3 boxes.
So when we're talking about what I have learned along the way with learning the language is just to listen to stuff like this, even if you don't understand. Like we have to start learning the melody, I'll call it, learning the sounds, learning the flow and the rhythm. So just play something like this while you're doing your dishes or while you're cleaning up or making dinner, and just get comfortable with the different sounds that are in ʔayʔajuthəm that are not in English. And you're going to start retaining that information the more you just keep listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I have for today. And I think I'm ready to give the floor to Elsie.
Thank you, Koosen. I really enjoyed my friend Sue's story. I used to listen to that story a lot when I was growing up. Yeah, your Granny Sue was my age, and we were kids together, spent a lot of time together. And as we grew up and grew until she left us, you know, we remained good friends, and so had a lot of stuff to share with her, and we were real buddies in our time, and I still miss her today. And yeah, but I'm so familiar with that story she just told about. These stories that are told in the language was our lessons in life about a child growing up, not to be greedy, not to always ask for more. You know, it taught you to be humble and listen to your grandmother when she's telling you something. And it's like a classroom in our time, in their time, in Kai's time. And, you know, just like being in a classroom, you're taught discipline, discipline, discipline. But if you're being rebellious and you want more and you're not listening, then it always backfires on you. And see what happens, you know, the wind blew you away. And yeah, that's a lesson taught because you didn't listen. So I really enjoyed listening to this because that's what we grew up with. And I sure miss that. And there's many, many stories about ʔayʔaj when he was a little boy, and ʔayʔaj being the mink, and there's many stories around him that we heard, and how careless he was, and no discipline. But I think in listening to those stories, we learned from listening to those stories how to behave in life, how to listen to when your granny's talking to you or when your parents are talking to you. Because if you're not, then you get into a lot of trouble. And so I think if we continue with this kind of these stories and that, and pass that on to our children, because it's a rich history we have with how we were raised, how we grew up. And that's something that's getting lost because of, I'm not going to say technology, because that's the new tools of the day. But back in the day, we didn't have all this technology. But nevertheless, there's still a lot of discipline to be learned from listening to these stories. So I really enjoyed this, and thank you, Koosen, for making this possible for the younger people to hear the stories. And you may not everybody knows the language right now, but it'll come in time. It'll come if everybody just keeps on joining in and trying their best. I know it's a hard language, how you pronounce the words. I struggle myself in reading orthography. I'm not good at reading the orthography, but I know I'm good with pronunciation and pronouncing the words in our language. So working together, I think we can go a long ways with this. So I know there's a lot of interest today, and I'm really happy to hear that. So how much time do we have today? Are we finished at 5:30? Koosen?
Yeah, there and about.
Okay. Okay, so if you would like me to close with a closing prayer, I can do that.
Okay, can I just go over a few things before you close
Sure.
for us?
Okay, sure.
In this chat, I have posted a link to a Berkeley website, and it's work to a linguist who worked mostly with Hamalco people. His name is John Davis, but he worked with elders like Mary George, Ambrose Wilson, people who've been passed on for a while. So for next class, I would love it if you guys all went to this website and just share with us what piece of audio you listened to. I don't expect you to understand or anything, but just spend some time listening to the language, and yeah, just be prepared to share with us what you listened to. There's the first couple of pages, the audio is a little bit hard to hear, but the further in you go, the clearer it gets. And there's like 30 pages of audio. Some of it's stories, some of it's songs, and some of it's just regular conversation. But that's a really great resource for everyone to start using. Yeah, ʔayʔaj, papem. Good work today. Super proud. I can't believe there's so many of us here. It's very inspiring. And go teach someone something you learned today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. jehjehmedia.ca qwayten nap up up. Geist kums kam kums kums hɛhaw. Hetofne hortin qwayten. Geist jehjehgato motlas. Geist kums kam matas qwayten. Jehjehgato qotsitsum tochno kums jehjehtot. Equanums geist ixnams emot oi. Thank you.
These sessions were a part of the New Relationship Trust Language Revitalization Grant. They were led by community members Koosen Pielle, Leslie Ann Louie, and Sonia Harry. You can find resources from these classes at jehjehmedia.ca.